The first video I made on this was unfortunately a snapshot of my anger, despite telling myself and viewers that I wasn't mad. Leaving a platform is emotional. I see a lot with other creators, and I saw it a lot with myself. There's a lot of blame, a lot of fear, and a lot of uncertainty. It's easy to lash out at others and the platform, and it's often the case we overstate how great our new platform is. This is probably just a way the brain processes change. We need to feel secure in our decisions, and we act out on that to prove it to ourselves. I know myself and others on this journey have said some things and acted some ways during these periods of change, but please try to understand it's a poor reaction to the positions we put ourselves in. Over time, I found peace with it. I became less angry. I focused more on what I was doing than what I left behind. And that's what I really wanted to address with this video. And the last one just didn't do it the right way. The truth is that leaving the platform and making such a big change is scary. I had a lot of frustrations that led me to leaving, and a lot of pain in knowing that I likely wouldn't be interacting as much as I would with so many people I saw as friends. I knew that many of them would have their own feelings, and at the time of the video, I had been asked so many times if I was returning to Facebook that I felt I needed to make that video. As a Facebook streamer, I had a routine I kept outside of my day job. Every break I had at work, I would jump on to see who was live. I'd jump into their stream, watch them, and interact as much as possible during my 2 breaks and lunch. After I got off work, I'd immediately jump on my phone to support another friend, even before leaving the parking lot. I'd do this as much as humanly possible. Along with that, I was in chat groups, a small RPG community, and I'd watch and read about streaming and try to get better and better. The thing was, though, I was never disconnecting from it. I was rarely available to Bree, and I wasn't doing anything else whatsoever outside of work and streaming. My phone was always on. I was always attached to it. I felt that it was my responsibility to do this, though. I needed to do this to be successful. I needed to support my friends. It seems there was just no other way I could be successful and to see my friends successful. I might lose the interest of the crowd with this, but being brutally honest, my current belief is that this support culture is toxic. I was stuck in this mindset for so long that to succeed, I needed to ensure everyone around me succeeded and helped me succeed in return. I believed at the time that other creators were the keys to gaining a following. By creating a culture of quid pro quo, if I did enough for others, then others would do enough for me. This expectation was unsaid though, as it must be to keep this culture intact. It's like an unspoken rule that appears when another creator helps you out. This somehow turns into an arrangement where you need to reciprocate, lest anger come to play. I saw it too often and continue to see streamers enter these cycles where instead of coming into stream to enjoy it, they instead come in to hit all the right buttons to help the creator. Why not? Other creators understand the systems in place so much better than most regular viewers. And before we tread further into this, I do want to say it's not like I don't believe in communities. I think that creators having support from other creators is great. I just disagree on the invisible terms for what most commonly takes place. I believe that having support from others can take a much healthier approach. I think it should be more common that creators form communities to support each other emotionally and academically. Things like forums or chats where creators can learn about software, common practices, effective methods for being more entertaining, or other helpful things to know when creating content. Emotional support in the way of privately listening to the stresses creators carry on their shoulders or frustrations that they have. These things are what I now personally believe to be a better system than the quid pro quo. I don't think creators should feel responsible for other creators' success. The goal of creating a successful community is the responsibility of the content creator. If you're struggling, it's your responsibility to find out what you need to do to be successful. We live in a world with rapid access to a wealth of information through the internet. You can learn new skills, adapt new tools, change your content, move to different platforms, or just generally experiment with what you're doing. Really, the only way to fail is to stop progressing. If you're a new creator or you feel things have gone stale for you and you're not growing, then I challenge you to experiment. Add something new, cover a new topic, learn a new program, or try a new form of content out. Don't count on other people to create your success, and don't feel accountable to others to help their success. Is it easy to do? No. It's terrifying to make big changes to what you do. Even if you feel like you're not growing, the fear of losing what you have is real. And if you start over on a new platform, you do feel like you've taken a huge step back. I can tell you from experience, though, that sometimes being vulnerable and making huge changes needs to take place to keep you moving forward. You might think you can't do it, but you can if you really want to. I do practice what I'm preaching. Since being on YouTube, I've met a few other creators and we support each other in ways that I consider healthy. We don't show up to every live stream, click on every video, or comment on every post we make. Instead, we check in on each other. We talk about what we're doing and what's been a challenge. We ask each other for help on thumbnail design, titles, or content ideas. We give honest feedback to each other. There are no expectations. We just appreciate what others offer, and we are available to lend an ear or offer some advice from our experience. I think it works. There's no drama or hard feelings, just friendship and compassion. The past 2 years have been interesting. I've gone through a lot of changes as a creator, and I expect to go through many more as we continue. I'm constantly learning new skills, software, and ways of thinking. I've had a lot of changes of mind and how I approach what I do. It was pure horror to change platforms and most of our content style, but I'm finally feeling great about all this. My passions are reinvigorated. I feel creative, and as a creator, I feel that I'm growing one step at a time. More importantly though, while learning to edit and make YouTube videos took a few months of heavy challenges, this has drastically changed my life for the better. Gone are the days of being completely wired into my phone. Gone are the days of feeling that every second I have must be spent supporting other creators. I make videos now. They usually take a few hours at most, and the rest of that time, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm living my life. I watch anime with Bree regularly. Dinners never go cold while I wait to eat because I'm needing to stay live. I'm playing more games for fun and enjoying my playthroughs. I'm taking vacations and scheduling out a series of videos to make it appear like I'm not. There's been a lot of life benefits to this change, and it's been great. Burnout is basically highly unlikely for me to feel about 80 to 90% of the time. As far as metrics, everything I've said in the last video is basically the same, minus the fact that we have 3 times more subscribers than before. We had 5,400 followers on Facebook compared to our current subscriber count of just recently breaking 600 on YouTube. It seems like a hard pill to swallow. As an outsider, you might easily judge that it wasn't worth us to leave. In 2 years, we accomplished gaining slightly more than an eighth of the subscribers we had on Facebook, with most of our content having less than half of the views we had on Facebook. What you don't see publicly though is that our returning viewer number is 16 times higher than what we had on Facebook. And our watch time is multiplied even higher than that. It wasn't easy as a creator to continue seeing low view numbers, but honestly, out of all the metrics available to creators, views arguably don't matter much. Think of it this way. Would you rather have 1,000 people see your content than leave after 30 seconds? Or have 100 people view your content that love it and watch even more of what you offer? Would you rather have 2% of 5,400 subscribers be notified that you posted new content, or 30% of 620? Finally, would you want 1% of that 2% to show up to your content, or 80+% of that 30% watching your content? The real facts are that some numbers' only real benefit is making creators feel better. The algorithm isn't moving us forward at a breakneck speed, but it is doing well for us, and many more people are finding us that enjoy our content, which is something I could not say for Facebook. While YouTube isn't perfect, most viewers report very little issue with bugs or glitches, and aside from some light buffering at times and some bots, people don't seem to have very many complaints with the viewing experience, which is also an amazing upside over Facebook. We've lost a great many viewers in the Switch, most of which never migrated over, but a few remain, and many more new viewers have joined Senpai Squad, our community. We've also not made it to monetization requirements, so as of this date, we still lack any profit from this, but I'm perfectly okay with that at this time. I also believe we will be reaching that stage of our journey soon enough. This is all my experience as a content creator. It's had its ups and downs. I've had a lot of changes to my perspectives, and I've learned a lot as I continue to grow. If you're happy with what you're doing, no matter where you are, I wish you the best luck on your path. And if you're having a hard time right now, why not consider making some changes? There's no way to avoid the downs in life, but sometimes trying something new leads you towards more ups.